everyone. Welcome to the very first Dulye Leadership Experience virtual comedy hour. I'm your host, Cam Bessie, a member of the DLE Advisory Board, a 2019 Gen Now Retreat finalist. I'm based in the Berkshires and the risk manager for Berkshire Fairfield. Please note that this program is being recorded and will be available for subsequent viewing on the DLE YouTube channel. Also, please keep your microphone muted and your cameras on during the show. This is the very first foray for the DLE in the comedy arena. We arrived here thanks to the feedback from our community members through a survey that we conducted at the end of last year. What we learned was that networking opportunities are valued and greatly sought. With the help of the DLE Advisory Board and the Programming Committee, we brainstormed new ways of connecting our members and newcomers, which many of you are. This comedy night is one of our new special events that are being planned for 2021. And for those of you who are not familiar with the DLE, our roots date back to the 2008s, and we've grown significantly over the years, becoming a member-run organization dedicated to delivering premier professional development and networking programs year-round. Since COVID, those programs have gone from in-person to entirely virtual. I'll be co-hosting today's program along with the ever so talented Aaliyah Morrow. Aaliyah is a member of the DLE Culture Chat Committee. She is also a professional tennis player and a social content creator based in Durham, North Carolina. Aaliyah, take it away.
All right, thank you, Cam. Quite the introduction. And to maximize everyone's viewing experience, we have some core DLE ground rules. So please use the chat box for your comments and questions that are topic related. Kaylee Carmel, who is a member of the DLE Advisory Board, will be monitoring the chat and will surface your comments and questions to Charlie Nadler and Holland of laughdealers.com, who are co-producing this program with us during the question and answer portion. So let's get some practice. If you haven't done so already, put your first and last name and where you're from in the chat, please. And again, I was shouting people out in the beginning, so we'll keep going. Please utilize the chat. Okay, so Charlie and Kaya will be introducing themselves shortly and getting the program going. They are lifelong friends and started their company Laugh Dealers in 2018, which focuses on the intersection of humor and technology. Their mission is to make the world a funnier place and create more jobs for comedians. You will also have an opportunity to ask them questions about what has been a very strange and challenging year for the comedy world since we've all become glued to our screens. And one last detail, we would like to know how this experience went for you, particularly since this is our first time producing a comedy program. You will be receiving a link to a quick poll following the program, and we would appreciate it if you would take a minute or two to provide your feedback. So please utilize the chat, ask questions, and now I'm gonna turn it over to Kaya to begin the show.
Yeah, just want to remind you guys, by the way, I'm Kaya from Laugh Dealers. Great introduction there. Yeah, if you guys could keep your viewing on speaker view, that allows us to have the main person talking, who's going to be either the host or the comic, to be big on your screen. Charlie?
Cool. Thanks everyone for being here. And just to echo what Cam said, if you could please put your video on if you're comfortable with it. It's really great for the comics because they will watch in gallery view. So right now I'm looking at myself and Kaya, and I don't really need to look at myself too much more in life, but that's great. I see a lot of you coming on, and we're gonna have some unmuted folks for the laughter track for the comics too. So in case you're worried about the comedians. So I am your human host tonight. We have some digital impersonation hosts that you will see. I think this might be the first ever comedy show that has deepfake technology hosts. So you're all part of history. So that's great. So as your human host, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself before we meet some of the other comedians. So I had a very unique upbringing. Both of my parents were magicians. They were always doing crazy tricks around the house. They'd make stuff disappear in front of my eyes like my inheritance. They'd go, pick a card, any card, then max it out. they had really fun catchphrases like abracadabra, Dad and I are getting a divorce.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm married, which is fantastic, and I really love it. When my wife and I got married, everyone congratulated us by aggressively pressuring us to have children. And they'd say it with weird phrases. They'd say stuff like, don't you want to have a small version of yourself? And I'm like, I'm already a small version of myself. My wife is super into real estate. So we've been looking at land because the only kind of house we can afford is an invisible one. I really like houses. If you find the right house, you can flip it. You can't flip a kid. It would be funny if you could, though. Like, we got 10-year-old Jimmy here as a fetus, and he's cost $100K so far, but we've put a lot into him. Piano lessons, debate camp. We're asking $275.
Oh my.
My wife and I have, we've been trying to eat healthier during the pandemic. And we're discovering ingredients that we've never heard of before. We recently cooked with buckwheat flour, which basically tastes like the Great Depression. They don't even bother putting recipes on the side of buckwheat flour. It's just a bunch of relief hotlines. We love to travel, so that's been hard this year, not being able to travel much, but we're looking forward to that coming back when it's safe. We like finding really cheap deals. We've flown Spirit a few times, and bad decision. We discovered they call it Spirit because it feels like the ghost of a dead airline. They don't even, they make you pay for everything on Spirit. Water, carry-ons. I tried to complain. They're like, that's $20. I turned 36 this summer, and physically, I feel like I'm over the hill, but at the same time, I was never on the hill. So I guess I must have tunneled through the hill. I'm trying to get in better shape, and I have a gym rat buddy who's been giving me tips, and he told me that the best way to get in shape is muscle confusion. So every morning I wake up and I say to my muscles, we're going to work out. And then we don't. And they get super confused. I've tried a new exercise regimen lately. It's a combination of the Insanity workout and Peloton. It's where I hallucinate that I own a Peloton. We did order a Peloton, but it hasn't yet arrived, so I can't take any of the bike classes. But as a consolation, they gave us the app, but I don't have any of the accessories for those classes either. Like today, I couldn't take a strength class because they said I had to have a good attitude and an open mind. As a lot of you are trying to find things to do during quarantine. And one thing I did is I recently got a masterclass subscription. I don't know if any of you are subscribers or heard of it. It's basically an online video series of people who are way better at something than you are ever gonna be. And it's very frustrating. I feel like masterclass was invented by parents who are disappointed in their child's career choices. Like, what'd you get your son for his birthday? We got him the Steve Martin comedy masterclass, and it's life-changing. He finally applied to law school. I've had a lot of jobs. My last boss worked remotely, and by that I mean what he did every day didn't remotely resemble work. He did work like hell because he was the devil. One really great thing about my last boss is he said I could use him as a reference. So I've been referencing him a ton in my stand-up. I have a lot of really like successful friends, and a couple of them were just named to the Forbes 40 under 40 list. I was just named to the Forbes day job until you're 80 list. I feel like I must just come from a long line of hunter-gatherers, because it just feels second nature for me to hunt for dead-end jobs and then gather up the unemployment money. Unemployment was the best job I ever had. It's tough. The hard thing about being unemployed is you have to look for jobs. So I would talk to these recruiters and they would say, what is your ideal hourly rate? And I'd say, well, I make $371.88 a week in unemployment, and it takes me 2 minutes to claim it online, making my ideal hourly rate $11,000. I have a really bad health insurance right now. It really doesn't cover much at all, but the good news is I still have car insurance, so any injuries inside my car are covered. So I picture me with a bad injury and everyone's freaking out, like, get him to the hospital. I'm screaming, no, get me to my Ford Focus. All right, that's it for me. You guys have been a ton of fun. Thank you so much for being here. Please tip your wait staff tonight. And I'm gonna turn it over to a special guest who is gonna bring up our next comic.
Hello, Dulye Leadership Experience, and welcome to the Dulye Experience. I'm trying out a new nickname today. Normally I'd use my A material like, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? But Zoom still hasn't invented a smelling feature. This next comedian tours all around the world and has performed twice on Gotham Comedy Live. Please give a warm Dulye hey hey to Jocelyn Chia.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all so much. If you didn't see Kaylee's message in the chat, if you have a quiet background, please unmute it so I can hear your laughs and feel like my life has some meaning to it. So thank you so much for doing that. So I'm from Singapore. I grew up in Singapore, but I was actually born in America. So I have American citizenship, and I am really proud to be American. Whenever I traveled to another country, back when we could travel, I would tell people, yeah, I'm an American, what's up? But for these past 4 years, while Trump was our president, when I traveled to another country, I would just tell people, "Awashiwa, Nihonjin desu, arigato, konnichiwa." So interesting fact about Singapore is we have no natural resources. So our neighboring country, Malaysia, actually gives us raw water. We purify it, and then we actually give purified water back to Malaysia. It's the world's first water laundering scheme.
Wow.
I was given a Chinese name, and Chinese names always have a meaning behind them, like great warrior or king. And when I was younger, I asked my dad what my name meant, and he said, oh, your name means needs to be hardworking. I was like, oh, great. What does my sister's name mean? And he said, oh, her name means great beauty. I was like, I'm your firstborn child, and she gets great beauty? Can we go back to the good old days where the second daughter gets abandoned? Like, do you really take your firstborn child into your arms, gaze upon my baby face, and say, let's save great beauty for our second child? This one looks like she has to work hard. And my dad was like, okay, calm down. It's better to be hardworking than pretty. No. Y'all know any guys who go around saying, hey, I'm gonna get me a hardworking girl. Oh, check out my girlfriend, man. What, your girlfriend won Miss Universe? My girlfriend, she won Employee of the Month. That's right. Tomorrow we're having a three-way conference call. When my brother was born, the Singapore government was giving parents money for having a third or more child. So when he was born, my parents got $20,000.
Wow.
Yeah, his Chinese name is Xie Jian Shui, tax refund. And do we all know that Chinese parents prefer boys over girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how I found out. I was
Heard
5
of
years
it.
old. You've heard of it? This is how I first heard of it. All right, I was 5 years old. My best friend was this very cute white girl, Jessica. We were both running around playing catch and seek, and we both fell down, scraped our knees, and started crying. Jessica's mom was like, oh, honey, let mommy kiss you and make it feel better. My mom turns to me and says, boys don't cry. I also grew up very fat in Singapore, obese actually, but Asian obese, so 120. And in high school, they put me in the Fit and Trim Club to help me lose weight. I was like, Fit and Trim? That acronym is fat. Then I moved to America. I went to school in Indiana. Anyone else here suck at life choices? And so in Indiana, I meet these people who be like, oh, you're from Singapore? What part of China is that? But now with the movie Crazy Rich Asians, which is filmed in Singapore, sometimes I meet an ignorant American and they'll be like, oh, you're from Singapore? I know Singapore. I saw Crazy Rich Asians. It's the richest part of China. I noticed that Americans, man, y'all are positive, okay? Everyone's like, oh, I'm good. I'm great. Like once I asked this girl, how was the funeral? She's like, oh my God, amazing. I joined a sorority in college, and one sorority girl was asking me, oh my God, I love your skirt. Where is it from? And I tell her, thank you, it's from Singapore. And she went, Singapore? I don't think I know that store. And another thing I learned about Americans, y'all cannot tell Asians apart, right? The guy whose name is Maple Chen. And I learned this because back in college, when I went to the bars with my Asian posse, we could all get in with just one ID. And
Very
use
true.
my dad's ID. So I was Catholic, and in the Catholic Church, they expect you to do this thing called tithing, where you're supposed to donate 10% of your income to the church. And when I first started working, I was a lawyer, and I made $10,000 every month. So I was like, what? I have to donate $1,000 every month to God? No way! What's God gonna do if I don't give him money, huh? Turn me into a comedian, huh? So now when people ask me, so why do you go from law to comedy? I just tell them it was God's will. But you know, really, I left my job as a lawyer to pursue my dream of being a comedian. And now that I'm living my dream, I dream of getting a job. All of you with jobs, you get hit by a car, you have health insurance. I get hit by a car, I have to die.
Yeah, word.
Word, right? I went to the doctor the other day and the nurse asked me, oh, what insurance do you use? Blue Cross? I was like, oh no, fingers crossed. My mom, she used to be so proud of me as a lawyer. She tell all her friends, oh, my daughter is a lawyer. Now she tells her friends, my daughter does public speaking. And I feel bad for her. Like I was a lawyer turned comedian, sister accountant, now DJ. And my brother, he just quit his job to go find himself. My mom was like, when did my kids become white? I do have a lot of fun making fun of white people, but I noticed that nowadays white people have gotten more sensitive about being made fun of. Now when I do a joke about white people, someone will be like, excuse me, my astrologer is named Karen. Once I overheard this girl asking for people who are white or white identifying to join her anti-racism book club. And I was like, white identifying? I could just identify myself as white? So the next time I overheard my guy telling his friend that he had an Asian girlfriend, I was like, excuse me, but I identify myself as your white wife. Oh, tomorrow I'm organizing a bake sale. Yeah, I went through a depression during COVID. Charlie, I can't see the chat. Oh, 1 minute. All right, let me back it up. So I went through a depression during COVID because my boyfriend, we broke up, and then within 2 weeks, he had moved on with another girl, was saying I love you to her on his podcast, Facebook official. I was like, what is going on? Who is this girl? And I still had feelings for him at the time, so I was very hurt by it. And I went and I checked her up, and she was a wannabe actress. So I looked up her reel, and she was filming this horror movie where someone came and grabbed her by the head and hit her against the wall, and there was blood spilling all over her face. I was like, ew. Rewind. I did meet a guy who was bragging about how he had this way of getting women to kiss him that never fails. And I was like, oh, what do you do? He goes, oh, after the date, I just walk her home and I go like this. I was like, oh, what a nerdy move. And he turned out to be such a nerd. He's one of those guys who's an app developer, and he sold his apps to Google and Facebook and Microsoft. And when I heard that, I was like, Guys, you have been so much freaking fun. I'll put my Instagram in the chat. It's Jocelyn Comedy. Would love to have you guys at another show sometime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jocelyn Chia, everybody, keep it going for her. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Really funny. All right, we will move on to our next digital impersonation. We'll bring up our next comedian.
Hey, it's me, Michael B. People Magazine's sexiest digital impersonation alive. It's also a big year for me with Zoom accolades, recently named the cutest chat typer and a breakout star in breakout rooms. Your next comic has also broken out and performed on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Let's generate some Creed clapping and kudos for Caitlin Peluffo.
Oh, hot damn. I'm going to need that video. Okay. Hi, everybody. How we doing? We feeling good? Huh?
Good.
No. All right. Yeah. Forget me. Forget I said anything.
Good. Feeling good.
Feeling good. Yeah. Aaliyah, you would. You've accomplished everything under the sun. Everybody else hear her introduction? It was like, she's also an Olympian. She has $10,000 million. I was like, all right, well, I have accomplished nothing. I'm 33 and I'm going to jump off a cliff. Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. Happy pandemic, huh? We're feeling fine, right? Sure. Who cares? It's been fine. I moved in with my boyfriend this pandemic, which was a choice that I made. Yeah. Woo! Okay. No, it's going great. It's going good. He does chew his food with his mouth open, which is something I'll have to let his next girlfriend know. But other than that, I think it's going to be fine. Okay. I think it's important. Every couple should go through a pandemic before they decide to get married. right? Yeah. Because if you can't handle 3 months, you're not going to be able to handle 4 to 6 years. All right. That's what I say. Oh, God. I do want to get married, though. I do. I want to get married despite having met my parents. Wow. Those are two people who never should have gotten married, but God bless them. You know, they are just very passionate people, very loud, passionate Italian people. They would scream, fight constantly yelling at each other. But they would tell us to try and make us feel better. They say, Caitlin, we're only fighting because we care. Have you heard that before? We're only screaming because we care. Well, can you please stop caring in this Denny's? All right. Oh, trying to enjoy Thanksgiving. All right. Oh yeah, Mama's a trash bird. Okay. Oh boy, I love Denny's. It's great. I saw it. If it's good enough for the Santa Claus, it's good enough for me. The thing is, they're still working it out. You know, they're making it happen 30 years strong because divorce is for quitters and happy people. So we are watching that trash fire burn hard. My mom, actually, some good news. My mom just retired. All right. Yeah. She was a teacher for 30 years, second grade. Holy cow. Yeah. Good for Louise. She hates children. So, I mean, it was really spectacular. She didn't even kick one. We're so proud. We're so proud. Oh, God. There is such a difference between a teacher that just retired and one that is just starting out. You know, young teachers, they're full of hope. They're like, kids, you can be anything you want to be. Follow your dreams. And my mom is off in the corner like, marry rich. Louise has had it. Oh, God. She did. She did not like children, which made it very tricky to be her daughter, especially because I need a little help. You know, I need a little extra help after school. I would come home and I'd show her my homework and she would say, Kate, I don't like to take my work home with me. I know. I was like, bitch, I can't read. How does it feel? You're the professional and you have the dumb kid in class. You better watch out. Otherwise, your daughter's going to grow up to have to sound out the word neglect. Oh, God. Oh, boy. But I went the other direction. You know, I went to art school for 6 years on purpose. Huh? Yeah. Anyone else disappoint everybody? All right. I spent $127,000 to be a video performance artist. Wow. I know. Doesn't it sound like I do porn? Huh? Thank you. You know, I have an OnlyFans. No one subscribed. All right. Half of you don't even know what an OnlyFans is, and that's great. Yeah. I think you should keep it that way. Do not Google it, okay? Some of you do know it, and I've seen half of you on there. Good for you. Good for you. Here's the thing. I do love my boyfriend. I hope it works out. I'm praying, okay? I hope he's the one because I have truly given up, you know? Oh, gosh. I learned something. I'm in my 30s now, and I learned that men do not care how much we weigh, ladies. They always want to see us naked. Yeah, they do. It just varies on how much. It's either hell yeah or sure. Why the hell not, huh? Either way you're in, so eat Doritos. Okay, you hear that, Aaliyah? You can give up too. I know. I don't think you've ever smelt a Dorito in your life. Look at your shoulders. Incredible. Just phenomenal athlete. Do you know how hard it is to be a tennis player, people? Jesus Christ, the quads on this one. I haven't seen them, but I can only imagine. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is the weirdest cat call you've ever gotten. I feel like just over there being like, she's so strong. Okay. All right. You don't need any man to carry your bags. All right. Okay. So I myself am a practical gal. That's what I used to play college soccer. My knee can tell the weather. That's fun, huh? Do you have any broken bones that you can't afford to fix? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, when my knee starts clicking, we're getting snow. But it doesn't matter. I've played sports my whole life. I'm very practical. Like this is, this is my baseline. I'm very sturdy. Okay. That's what I have up on skinny girls, skinny, tiny little wafer babies. Oh my God. What men, you don't want that woman. What are they going to do on moving day? Huh? What are they going to do? They're going to carry the pillows. That's what they're going to do. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
There is something wrong with that because I'm the one with the fridge strapped to her back, okay? And we're all getting the same amount of pizza and beer. You get out of here. I get extra 4 slices for every staircase. I hauled that freezer up. Anyway, I'm fine. Everything's fine. This is what I like to say. I am, I'm not fat, but I'm also not thin, okay? I'm very muscular. I call it softball skinny. Okay, it's fun. That's fun. It's just tricky because I was this size in 6th grade. Yeah, that's a gigantic child, right? That's a huge kid. So my dad, very smart man, shoved me in every sport there was to play, and I was pretty good. So I kept getting that compliment. Ali, I'm sure you've heard it once before as an athlete. Okay, this is what I would get. This is what I get. Hey, Caitlin. You're a real beast out there. Yeah, you're such a beast. Oh, that's not a compliment, okay? I'm 12. You just told me I'm the worst part of my favorite movie. No 12-year-old girl wants to be the beast in Beauty and the Beast, all right? No, we want to be Belle. We want to be the beautiful princess, not the monster who is ugly as a punishment, okay? I mean, what was my crime? What did I do wrong? Dominate third base? Because I did, all right? All right, how do I dismount this with some dignity? Okay, here we go. Let's talk about my boyfriend. He is real, okay? And he's very sweet. He's very pretty. Ooh, I like a pretty boy. Ooh, they got high cheekbones. Gotta love it. All right. I want a guy so pretty, I'm getting fist bumps from lesbians. All right. Yeah, that's a pretty boy. I want them to look at him and be like, damn, girl, he looks soft. I like a soft boy. I do. Soft boys are the best. My boyfriend is very soft. He's also very small. He's a short gentleman. I like him short. Okay. In this society, ladies, you got to date a short guy. Oh my God. Date yourself a small man. Get yourself a fight you can win. Okay. Yeah. The call's coming from inside the house. All right. My boyfriend's 5'6". If he wants to kill me, he has to use poison. He is not a planner. I'm going to live. Oh, but he's also young. I like him young. Oh my God. Give me a young guy. Give me a 21-year-old. They still think my drinking habit's fun. Huh? Oh, it's a nightmare. Good God. I black out when I drink. Anybody else? Huh? Who else is running from something? No one? Okay. All right. You're all better than me. I get it. No one just wakes up with tacos on your chest. You blacked out. God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. I do. I drink a lot. I do. I didn't think I had a drinking problem until I stopped drinking for 1 month and immediately lost 15 pounds. That's twins. Okay. I lost a set of healthy twins from saying no to White Claw. That's sad. My body was like, girl, we'll give you abs. Just put down the sangria. It's not fruit. All right. God, but I'm taking it easy now. I'm taking it easy because my boyfriend, he's not a big drinker. Thank God. I got to bring it down to a level 2. Okay. He's not a big drinker, and I could tell right away because I saw him take NyQuil from the cap. So we are different people. All right. Oh my God. I use a straw. God, it's just like white trash wine. It's great flavored for a reason. I think I'm over my time, so I'm going to end on white trash wine, people. I'm so sorry. Bye.
Thank you.
Caitlin Peluffo, everybody. That was fantastic. Great set, Caitlin. Moving right along, we have another special digital host.
Why, hi, my little laughing monsters. So good to be here. So good to be unmuted after all the Grammys, MTV Video Music Awards, Golden Globes, and an Oscar. People ask, what's next, LG? What else, Laga? I said the career move is clear. I'll casually host boutique Zoom events. Gaga style, of course. I've dressed my mouse up in a mini meat onesie. Your next comic, like me, began performing as a teenager in New York City. You've seen him on The Tonight Show. Let's show a Gaga ya ha ha for Andre D. Thompson.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I was in a good mood earlier, but then I started playing Xbox, so you know, my day's ruined. Damn, the pandemic, man. I don't know. Should we care? We should just all go outside and lick a pole and see what happened. I don't know. I've been locked inside for a long time, and my brain's starting to like not work as much. Like I had started to feel sad, like the depression-ish sad. But then my girlfriend, she's a school teacher for like pre-K or something like that, and she started working on class like questions for the kids. And she asked me to help her, and she wanted me to play as the kid to answer the questions to see if they're too difficult for a pre-K student to handle. And then the first question was, what rhymes with us and you can ride? And then I like pondered a little bit, and I was like, ooh, bus. And then she was like, correct. And then I felt my confidence go up. And that made me think in that moment, I was like, forget therapy. We don't need that. That's useless. Just send sad adults to pre-K again. Just 1 year of sturdy first grade, and you just answering all the questions right, killing it. You're going to leave that class feeling different. What's 1 + 1? 3, mother. High-fiving kids, knocking them over. Goddamn right. Ask me something else. Walk in the office the next day and ask for a raise. Your confidence is different. I don't know, like I've been locked in there with her, and it just like I grew up. The pandemic forces you to grow up. Like love is gross. I don't like it. Love is just mucus. That's what love is summed up into. Love is when somebody sneezes and you don't flinch. That's it. That's the entire relationship. And it's one of them good sneezes, the one that like disturbed the party when you got to excuse yourself. The type of sneeze you say sorry immediately. My bad, I didn't even mean to do it like that. And you keep it covered. And then you don't flinch. You just look your woman in the eye like, I don't mind your boogers. That's love. It's gross. I don't like it. I feel like love is something that caught me. You know what I mean? Like I was out moving, and love was like, remember the black dude who was being a DC sniper? Hit me. Dead in the ass. Target. Bow. Oh, now I gotta care about you? Fine. Fine. I don't know. I'm locked in here with the computer. I feel there's gonna be an issue with technology after this pandemic is over and everybody resumes regular life, because the amount of free time and Wi-Fi we have is wrong. There should be something on the computer to help you get off. The amount, like, just look, the fact that Google has too much freedom. Whatever you type into it, it got to answer with no judgment. And I think that's the problem. I feel like your computer should have a feature where you type in something freaky and it's like, yo, bro, stop. No more. Every day with the titties on the end. Stop it. Go outside, son. Like that needs to be a feature. I bet you work productivity will go up. If you just have a dude pop up on your screen like, hey, cut it out, man.
A mom mode. You need a mama mode.
Like, For real, this kid's growing up right now with the iPhone level of pornography, and that's terrible. That's not right. There's too many options. That's what I see the problem with it. It's too many categories to choose from. It's not necessary to have this many categories for nakedness. I seen a category called immigrant, and that bothered me. Because that means somebody was enjoying themselves and was like, wait a minute, she got papers? That's not even right. I'm not going to do it to a citizen. That's wrong. They made a category for that. You can't navigate the internet with this much stuff going on. It's terrible. I don't know. I've been in here, man. It's like the coronavirus taught me too much about myself. I didn't even know I was dirty until the coronavirus started. I don't know nobody else, but I'd never washed my hands for a whole song before. A whole song? Who else was singing in the bathroom? If you walked into the public bathroom and you see somebody singing, you'd be terrified. And now that's supposed to be normal. Never in my life I wash my hands for. I would leave the bathroom and I would dap the water up like it was like good job, and I'll just walk out like I'm clean now. I done smacked water. That's how clean work. Who knew you're gonna catch a virus by doing that? Nobody knew. Even the concept of this virus didn't make sense. Now I'm starting to believe in conspiracy theories because the conspiracy sound better than the truth. They was like, yo, bro, some dude in Asia bit a bat. All right, so stop going outside. That's it? That's the reason? Bat booty? I can't go outside because somebody got tired of chicken. You out of your mind, bro. I'd rather believe that Lex Luthor or Thanos came down and was like, y'all staying. Give me that. Give me a villain. Don't tell me that somebody in China was like, no more General Tso's chicken. and that's it. I'm supposed to believe that. Y'all stupid. I'm tired of all these subscription services. It's getting on my nerve. And I truly believe that they're trying to set us up for a concept. I think in like 2038, there's going to be subscription organs. Subscription body parts. You're going to see a show, you're going to be talking to your girl, and she ain't pay her lips. She ain't pay over her lips, and them shit's just off her face. Like, that's gonna happen. You're gonna be playing basketball with your homie, and he gonna go for the crossover, but his liver turned off because he ain't pay that bill. I'm just gonna freeze on the court, and now you're gonna be like, what happened, Craig? Craig dead. He ain't pay that liver bill, boy. It's out of the world now. Humans got too much confidence, man. They swear we really do think we're the #1 mammal. Like we figured out everything. We're the smartest ones. No, I don't agree. Because when you look at every other mammal, they do everything humans do, minus taxes. Literally all the same stuff. Monkeys be having teams, they get mad at each other. Wolves be going to little wolf parties, raising daughters, and then they do not pay a single tax. And look at us, stressed, talking about February's coming. Swear we smart. It don't make sense. I have no idea. I be babbling. It's an odd thing to be locked into your house and very, very high with the family over. You know, you learn a lot about yourself that you did not mean to do. Like I've been watching, mom's trying to cook healthy now because she cares about her blood pressure and all these things. And I've learned that why white people get teased about not having seasoning in their food. Turns out y'all just got good blood pressure. That's it. Because now mom's is cooking with no type of so-called bad seasonings or nothing. No salt, nada. Food tastes like plate. Like you could see meal. You could like, I know that's broccoli and that's chicken, but I taste fork. So I don't know how this is working, but you did it. All the flavor is inside the fat. It's messed up. You want to live long or eat good? Pick one. You can't have both. You cannot have both. I don't know. This was fun. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Andre D. Thompson.
Thank you.
Andre. So good. Thanks so much, man. All right, we're gonna give you our last digital host and our final comedian of the evening. And here we go.
Greetings, Dulye Ladyship and Lordship. I'd like to please follow up on the status of my application to join your group. I have a side hustle and could use some coaching. Please email me back ASAP at yourboo2@yahoo. Okay, you've seen your next fabulous comedian on America's Got Talent. Let's have a royal round of applause for Usama Siddiquee.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Keep it going for the worst British accent of all time. What the heck was that? What was that? What are you doing? Who would you hire for this? What are you talking about? Charlie, that sounded like my dad. What are you talking about? Hello, everybody. I am from Hastings. Hello. I'm the Duke of Hastings. I grew up in the Sussex. I am here for you today. Yes, I was on Girls Gotta Eat. I'm outside right now because I'm between live shows. So if y'all see like a knife behind me, y'all tell me I'm a dodge, and I'm gonna keep doing the show. All right, but it's dangerous out here. I'm in an industrial location. You can see right here, there's no people next to me. It's dangerous, but I'm gonna do it for y'all. Y'all just let me know if y'all can see, Brooklyn type apparitions. Okay. Okay. Y'all let me know. All right. Yes, I was on America's Got Talent. I was America's Got Talent. I lost immediately. Oh my God. I lost so quick. I don't have a good backstory, That's the problem. I go on stage and they're like, "You're not even blind. What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? You're not even blind. Here's the thing. These backstories didn't require that much intensity until now. Like 15 years ago, America's Got Talent backstories were like, "My parents are divorced." Okay. Now it's like, "Hi, I have no limbs and my dream is to be a dancer." What? I can't compare. They're like, "Usama, what's your backstory?" My mom said do med school, and I was like, "Fuck you," or frick you. Sorry. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. The one girl. They were like, "What are you gonna do if you win the money?" She's like, "Help my mom's leukemia." Usama, what are you gonna do? Well, I walk dogs for a living. If I win the money, I can walk less dogs for a living. And that'll be chill. And as I'm saying that, in the camera background is the limbless dancer doing the worm. Okay? So it's rough. Out here. I tried to bolster my own sad story to be more part of the show. This is true. They were like, "What's your backstory, man?" And I was like, it was tough growing up as an orphan in India. I had only one red loincloth to my name, and I was raised by wolves. They're like, "Are you just doing the plot to Jungle Book?" Like, no, this is my life. Here's the thing, man. Apparently, I got kicked off the show because I called Heidi Klum a tramp. It's not true. It was a hypothetical. If I called you a tramp. But here's the thing. The news went crazy the next day. CNN, local comedian calls Heidi Klum a tramp. Yahoo News, local comedian calls Heidi Klum a tramp. Fox News, local Taliban leader. Calls Heidi Klum a woman about town, That's how behind Fox News is. That's they still use that word. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just glad. I guess by the way, I'm just doing a quick Okay, we're still good. So I'm still because right now my voice is just like, please rob me, please rob me. A happy loud guy, I'm gonna take his money. You know, it's good. We're living life. We're trying to stay okay. My brother just called me today. He did his 23andMe. You know what I'm saying? Jury's in. We're not white. You know, we're not white. White friends do get goofy with 23andMe a little bit though. The DNA testing. One of my white friends got back 3% Iranian. Next day he bought a hookah lounge. All right. This is my whitest friend from Connecticut. Now he's like, hello, my friend. I'm like, bro, your name's Dylan. He's like, it's pronounced Dylan. Okay. Okay. And this is my wife, Jennifer. Please, brother, sit down, have some hummus. I'm like, bro, that's mayonnaise. Okay. What are you doing? I don't know, man. I don't know. Brown people, we are coming up. People want to be with us romantically now, you know, in this society. Took long enough. Took long enough, Charlie. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with brown famous people in America right now. They're still very white sounding names, you know, Dev, Zane. Won't be any real progress until the hot white cheerleaders like, you know who I want to kiss? Devakanna Kunna Kutti. Oh my God. I just want to go behind the bleachers and make out with Bala Subramanian. Okay. That's progress. That is progress. Not if you marry a brown dude named Joe. Not enough. Not enough. Marry a brown dude named Lele. His name is the sound of ISIS going to battle. Yes. Yes. Now it's progress. Listen, we want to bang minorities if they got a white job. Hi, this is Charlie. He works at JP Morgan. Not progress, okay? It's progress if Becky brings home an Asian dude who's a fishmonger in Chinatown, okay? That's progress. Bring that guy home. Hi, this is Chang. He only wears white beaters, and last time he smiled was 2002. which is also the number of cigarettes he smokes per day. I love him. I love him. Dude, I'm telling you right now, like, Asian dudes don't care. They just don't care. They just do not care. They'll smoke 19 cigarettes at one time. It looks like they're making out with a Gatling gun. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. They don't sit on boxes in Chinatown. They sit on the actual fish they're selling. They're crazy. They're crazy. What else is going on, man? I'm okay. I'm feeling all right. A lot of white guy jokes already. Charlie, sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. All right? I'm sorry. But someone get your mans. Get your mans, Charlie. They're going crazy. Going crazy out here. Here's the thing. Every minority comic has the same white people jokes. All right? I'm done with it. It's over. All right? All white guys love the ukulele or whatever, right? Oh, white guys love that one song, Sugar, we're going down, swing it, or whatever, right? Whatever. Here's some new white people stuff you don't even know you do yet. All right? White people love putting their parents in nursing homes. Oh, that's a truth laugh. That's a truth laugh. When you laugh like Santa Claus and you're not Santa Claus, truth laugh. All right. Have y'all been to a nursing home recently? All the minorities are like 95, 96. The white people are like 52. Hanging out, doing push-ups, okay? Listen, if you're in a nursing home and you can do more than one push-up, your family hates you. All right? You are too able. You are too able. Okay? You can pick up a spoon. That's it. Here's the thing. Listen, minorities, we put our parents in nursing homes once their spines have dissolved, right? White dads cough twice. Their sons are like, all right, let's pack it up. Okay? You had a good run, Herbert, but it's over, okay? It's over. I have to start my Arctic Monkeys cover band. I don't have time for this right now. Have y'all been to a nursing home? I'm telling you, I used to work in a nursing home. Dude, it's a bunch of white dudes in wheelchairs who are 52 being pushed by Filipino nurses who are 167. Filipino nurses, they don't die. They don't die, okay? They just keep pushing generations of Chads and Charlies, you know? And then, and when a Filipino nurse dies, I've seen this. They just get back up and keep pushing. I've seen it. I'm telling you. They don't got time for death like that, all right? They got a mom back in Manila, okay? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just out here. I'm just out here, you know, just trying to live life, trying to be a good person. But it's tough. It's tough. In pandemic, you can't cough twice, you know? You can't cough once even anymore, you know? Like it's over. We're in a post-cough society. Remember pre-pandemic? You had one cough coupon, right? Right? If you were in a public place, a coffee shop, and you were like, oh, everyone's like, no problem. All good. All good. And then if you were like, oh, everyone's like, take your AIDS and go, right? Right. Okay, listen, this is a Starbucks, not a Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, honey? Jesus. Remember Dunkin' Donuts? Doesn't every Dunkin' Donuts look like a Starbucks that caught COVID? Right? Every Dunkin' Donuts I walked into, I'm like, how does a place look like it has a fever? What's going on here? How the walls are sweaty. What is this? What's going on? Here's the thing: in Starbucks, you can't cough twice. In Dunkin' Donuts, you can take a shit on the table if you want. You're probably just they'll see you take the shit. They're like, you know what? You're hired. We like you. We like you. You're a go-getter. You're a go-getter. Anyway, okay. I feel like I've been rambling on. Did I get the light? Charlie, what's going on? Am I okay? Oh my God, he said 1 minute a long time ago. Sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay, one homeless guy's coming. I'll see y'all later. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
All right, all right. Listen, let's give it up one more time for Usama Siddiquee. And now we are going to begin the question and answers with some of the comedians. So I guess we'll go on and start it off. And for the first one, anybody can answer this question, by the way. Whoever wants to take it, it's not, unless someone has a specific question for a specific comedian, we will address that to that person. So how are you guys practicing your stand-up now that it's virtual? Whoever wants to take it, go ahead, jump in.
Essentially just continuous conversation. Like I talk to friends, talk to comics, and that'll take care of it. Comics will tell you when you bomb. You know,
Right.
like that's it. Like if I'm like, we did it the same way, you know what I mean? Like me and Usama will probably be at the New York Comedy Club, we joking back and forth, and some comic will be like, that stinks. Like they'll just let
Exactly.
they'll just let you know, like, you know, so that's good enough.
Right, right.
Yeah, one time.
Anybody else want to?
Yeah, one
Go
time
ahead.
Andre bombed, and I was like, Andre, that was a really bad set, you know?
And then I said, sorry, sir.
Yeah, and I was like, get out, stop comedy, quit. And it's weird seeing him back. It's weird seeing him back. We ran him out a long
fired
time
from
ago.
Modell's. That's why I'm back.
Or Rainbow, whatever. Anyway, yeah, the idea is to just keep doing it. That's all we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see Andre. I'm like, obviously he's here. We're all doing it. We can't say no to anything. You know, it's the idea is that the world stopped doing comedy, but we just pivot and we're just gonna continue no matter what.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome.
a lot of stuff does get worked out through conversation. You'll just be talking, your homie starts dying laughing, you know that got something. And if you're talking and then it's just dead silence, well, you both just shut up. That's just it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta. I think comics got to be okay with failure. You got to know
You
how to
gotta
take
be.
failure. Yeah, it's
Look at it like a skateboarder. Falling is a part of skateboarding.
Right.
People that be like, I don't want to fall, then you don't want to skateboard.
Right.
That's just how it works.
Exactly.
Imagine if you're an accountant and you have a weekly report every 4 seconds. That's what being a comic is.
Hey guys, awesome set, by the way. That was hilarious.
Thanks.
Next question for you guys, or anyone who wants to answer, go ahead, answer. Given what happened with COVID, how do you guys foresee COVID affecting the future of like live comedy industry, the venues and everything?
I think the fact of the creation that came out of the necessity is gonna stay, because like people started to see, oh, I can make my own show at home, and then you could do regular stand-up again, and then on like an off day or off night also do a Zoom thing and still podcast. So it's like we found new mediums of entertainment and networking and friendship and everything, and now those things can stay. They have stickiness to them.
Exactly. It's made it a little bit almost, you've broadened your network, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody else want to take the question?
I would hope too, just with more companies being remote forever now or in perpetuity, I'm hoping that companies will want to do stuff like this for their employees since they're not connecting that much. So, that it'll create more opportunities for comedians to, get work during the workday too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So post-COVID, will you still continue to do virtual comedy as well as live comedy?
Yeah, like
COVID is over. Can you imagine yourself doing that?
COVID, like I've never done a comedy show in a park. I've never done a comedy show on a roof. I ain't never do a comedy show just on the street loose. Got buses driving past and all that. But because of COVID, I've done all three of those and had fun at all of them. Still got real work done, still did real material, still got everything that I would have done inside the walls of a comedy club. But now I could also see like a bird while I tell a joke or something, which is dope. I don't got no problem doing that forever. If you got problems with telling jokes in the park, you just don't like joy. I don't know what your problem is.
That's right.
And the online shows or open mics are just so convenient, because sometimes if you go to a crappier show or a dead open mic, you just spent 2 hours traveling back and forth, wait time, etc., to get not much feedback on your material. But if I just invested a second to turn my computer to get the feedback that I need, then I totally would do it if it's a good Zoom show or Zoom open mic.
Absolutely. Exactly. And I know it's a little tough because I know sometimes when you are at the comedy show, do you guys enjoy the heckling and stuff, like the little like comments and stuff in between a joke? Like how is that? How does that work?
I like it to have conversation. I do. Like I was talking and I don't know if it was a girl or somebody, but they like chimed in and was like, yeah, that's crazy. And that's fine. Like I want it to be like a hangout and we talk and joke and, fuck around. But like, as far as true heckling, don't nobody want to get a chicken wing thrown at them or nothing. You can't miss that. You're not going to miss that.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think the main thing with comedy, it's like, I think the main thing with all this, every question, it boils down to one thing. It's like the best comics are the ones who are flexible and create new stuff all the time. And so it doesn't matter what the world's going through, what environment you're in, COVID, pandemic, post-apocalypse, are you creating new stuff and are you flexible? Those things will create any type of comedy. These are the kind of people I like to hang out with. These are the people that I see staying in the business for a long, long time.
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah, to be malleable. That's true.
Malleable. Said the same thing, but in a different way. Andre, thanks.
Yeah, I wanted to up your word. You feel me? The boy been reading.
Okay, you read one book.
Now what, son? Now what?
That first grade homework is kicking in.
Who got more syllables? I do.
That first grade homework is kicking in.
Yeah.
So this right here is a question directed for Kaya and Charlie. How is deepfake legally allowed?
So deepfake, as long as it's not copywritten, so you can't do like Mickey Mouse or like, we can't do Creed, but we can do Michael B. Jordan. Celebrities are in the public domain, so you have free reign on them. And yeah, it's still allowed. It's a new thing. It's happening.
Yeah, if you want to get real specific, there's a 1988 Supreme Court precedent against Larry Flint. That was the Supreme Court ruled in favor of him. And that is like the parody law that covers the public domain people. And, you're not liable for, there's malicious intent. Like we can't say, hi, I'm Michael B. Jordan. I'm the worst actor ever. And I rob people, but as long as it's clearly, you're not trying to, you're not like Russia trying to overturn an election with your deepfake videos. You're good.
Yeah, in fact, they're looking at some laws in some states that haven't been passed yet, but they're looking at preventing any deepfakes of politicians like 14 days before an election or some time frame before an election. But yeah, as long as it's clearly parody, you're in the fair use category.
Yeah.
Got it.
And speaking of fair use and what's fair and what's not, is it harder? Ethan actually asked this question, by the way, and for those of you who aren't in the chat, he basically asked for below the clean comedy, is it harder for clean comedy other than below the line?
I'd say the only thing that makes it harder is that you have to be in your mind editing live. Like if you're a person who naturally you may curse in conversation as just regular, you might let an F word drop or whatever, but as a person you have to be like, all right, I cannot curse for this allotted time. Now you got to be in your brain like, take that word out, don't say that, change that to this, don't use that one, that. It's like it's more work versus just be funny, just go up there and be funny. It's freedom. You have to think, edit.
Right, that makes sense. Charlie, any views on that as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly hard to do just clean material, which kudos to these comics for putting clean stuff together. Just because you're censored by topic and just a lot of different things too that a comic might talk about. But I mean, it's great to have these skills, and all these people on the show have them because they get a lot of work, and a lot of work is clean work, especially corporate stuff, or colleges or any kind of realm like that. If you can do an hour clean, you can make a ton of money that's hard to pass down. So you're incentivized to.
This is it's like I do work clean. I tried. I mean, I even cursed on Fallon by accident. It's just that when I start having fun, my real me come out, and my real me will let a word fly sometimes. That's what it is. I start having a good time, and I'm like, yeah, and that's wrong. But the one thing that bothers me about the requirement of clean comedy is just the falsehood of like life is dirty. We are life dirty. Life itself dirty. Our bodies do dirty things. Our brains do dirty things. No part of it is clean anywhere, ever. So it's like, why are two full-on adults acting like we do not say the F word? That's it.
Very true. That is very, very true. Linda actually just put in the chat, we can do a real me comedy hour. Anyone down for that, then type yes in the chat. Kaya, do you do stand-up as well? That's a question from Michelle.
I've done a total of 2 stand-up sets, so I don't know what that counts as, but yeah, I followed Charlie around.
It counts as you did it. Yep.
It counts. It counts.
I was at one of them. He was good. It was, I think maybe it was your first, but yeah, I still remember you had a bit about like picking out something for your wedding that I remember was like very...
Oh yeah, all the minutia of the wedding. That's when I was about 4 months away from getting married, and picking out like tablecloths and like the napkins and which napkin to do, and yeah. I respect comedy. I love the art of creating. I had a fun time just like going around writing stuff that happens in your daily life. Making it funny is therapeutic. Like something crappy happens to you and you're like, oh, this is 5 minutes. This is going to be in my stand-up. So I enjoyed it, but no, I'm not really doing it right now.
Okay.
And actually,
yeah, go ahead, Kim. You got it.
Sure. Do you guys have a comedy inspiration?
I mean, it's like a person that I saw,
Yeah,
or like just life.
your person you're
Oh,
inspired, or
like
comedian, or
top 5: Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Ali Sadiq, you know, people like that.
Yeah.
Chris Rock. Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry to ask a little bit serious question. I know there's a lot of push for the political correctness, and I think to some extent that might be killing some of the comedy. And I want to hear your guys, how do you guys walk the thin line, or how do you deal with the situations?
I personally don't walk that line. I just do me, for, you know, with a lack of a better term. I'm just myself, and that's it. I don't, as the most I can say is that I never aim to hurt any feelings. No joke ever pops up with the thought of, ooh, this can hurt him. It pops up first because it made me laugh. I'm saying stuff that made me laugh, and I'm like, oh, this funny to me. Let me share it with the crew, and that's it. I've never like, I'm trying to hurt some feelings tonight. Like that don't go down.
Yeah, got you.
I think
Anybody
it's
else?
it's a pretty, yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And I mean, so much of comedy is taking risks, and it's a little unfortunate that there's such a backlash sometimes, when, especially the worst case is when people do a deep dive on someone's Twitter who's like just gotten famous or just
But
gotten
that's where it
SNL.
exists. It doesn't exist in the real thing. Like when you're really in the clubs, you're really on the streets, you really like you talking to people. I have it. The percentages of people being actually offended in person is like 1 to 100. It almost doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I swear a lot of it is because people have noticed being offended can garner friendships and likes and retweets and attention. And sometimes people are like, guess who offended me? I'm lonely. Come here. And that's it. Like they don't really, it's not really hitting them in the gut. They don't really care.
And I think it's definitely a challenge. The comedians I admire the most are the ones who toe the line and go very edgy, and you feel offended, but then you can't help but laugh anyway. So Andrew Schultz is a big example of someone who's offensive, but you can't help but laugh. Anthony Jeselnik as well. But these are comics who have been pretty established over the years, and they came out at a time where we were less sensitive to political correctness. So I highly doubt someone like Anthony Jeselnik could get as far as he did now in today's political climate. He would have been canceled at the open mic level is my theory. And it's definitely not very fun for comedians to do a very politically correct crowd. The Pacific Northwest is notoriously politically correct. So the joke I did about Chinese people abandoning their daughters that y'all mostly laughed at, crickets in the Pacific Northwest. I at some point I just
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, who is here from the Pacific Northwest? Good question. I saw someone from Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Portland,
okay. Pacific North. I got you.
Okay.
They all left because they got real offended in the first couple jokes. So
That's right. I needed people the Trump joke. I was like, should I do this Trump joke? I don't know. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna do it.
You went for it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Listen, can Charlie and Kaya, Linda asks, can they talk about growing up together in the vineyard? I'm sorry about to say vineyard, but I'm not from up there, so I almost said it wrong. In the vineyard. Amazing connection through the years. So.
Yeah, I think we met when we were like 6 or something, 6, 7, somewhere in there. The vineyard is one of those places you leave your doors open, you just do whatever. And as a kid, we could walk around the whole island just unsupervised because it was that safe. So we had a buddy, our friend Ramel, we used to ride bikes together. And like one day we rode over to Charlie's house. And from there on, we were just hanging out. Charlie had everything. He had like the basketball court, the Nintendo, and the pool table and all this other stuff. But yeah, we quickly like hung out other than that.
Awesome.
And then go ahead.
Tell them the story about when you went to my house. My parents are on the Zoom, so I don't think they've ever heard this story.
Yeah, Marty, I don't know if you remember this. So we were with Ramel and we're like, oh, let's go see if Charlie's home. Charlie wasn't home. So Ramel starts knocking and then he just opens the door, like walks in and like starts eating one of those like round circular pizzas. And I'm like, what is happening? Because this is like one of my first summers on the vineyard. He's like, no, it's fine. I was like, okay, I guess this is how the vineyard rolls. So we're just sitting there eating his pizza, sitting on his couch, watching his TV, and then they come home like nothing happened. They're like, oh, hi, how you guys doing? Such a bizarre situation that can only happen on the vineyard.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And we have a question from Michelle. She said, Jocelyn, can you talk about the pros and cons found being a woman in comedy?
Yes, and I'm more on the pro side. I think there's a lot more pros than cons being a woman in comedy.
Okay.
These days, you know, in the past, there was a lot of sexism. Clubs wouldn't really book as many women. They would only have one woman on the lineup. If a headliner was a woman, the club would notice less people would show up as the audience, so they would seldom book female headliners. So in the past, that was definitely a big negative. Nowadays, because of PC climate that I'm against, but it is beneficial for women and minorities. They are very supportive of women coming up on the scene. There's almost a reverse sexism, like almost affirmative action sometimes for females in comedy. That because now they have to book a certain number of women on shows, a newer female comedian could actually get a spot with more seasoned male comedians because they needed to fill that quota. The best female comedians, at least in the cities, are fully booked already because they're the best females, and every club now needs that female quota, right? So I would say if you're a female interested in getting a comedy at this time, it's actually very advantageous. So that's the pro. The cons that I haven't really personally experienced, but my female comedian friends have talked about is apparently at the open mic level, and when you're first starting out, it's still a lot of men. So they may feel a little uncomfortable about every joke being about dicks or some comics can make misogynistic jokes, and if you have a large number of male comedians, the proportion of the chances of getting a misogynistic joke is going to be higher, right? So some female comedians are just not so comfortable with that. I do hear stories of sexual harassment. I have a bit of a thicker skin, so if a guy makes like a little flirtatious comment or an inappropriate joke, I usually brush it off. There was only one time I did say a host, hey, that was really inappropriate. I had gotten off the stage and he came back and he said to the crowd, oh, that was Jocelyn Chia, everybody. You can also find her afterwards at the massage parlor giving a happy ending. And that was the only time I actually took offense to a joke because it was both racist, sexist, but more importantly for me, it was very unprofessional. Like, I'm a professional comedian. I'm not a prostitute. You know, you shouldn't be saying that to an audience right after I got off the stage. And I actually went and I told him this is how I felt. And he was actually really good about it. So I would say, yeah, you may get inappropriate behavior from men, but sometimes if you just err on the side of thinking it's ignorance rather than malice and just talk to them about it, I think you can often see that men didn't really intend to offend or intend to harass. So he was very apologetic, and now we're actually very good friends. So that was a cool story that happened.
There you go. Very good. Very good. Way to address the situation without making it a big deal. Yeah.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
If only I could do that with my ex-boyfriend, but you know, it's a different story.
Too much emotion. Too much emotion. Too much emotion.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, everyone, again. Thank you, Charlie, Kaya, and all the comedians for tonight for a terrific night of laughs and helping the DLE introduce this new networking product and comedy product and venue. The DLE, guys, is committed to providing robust learning and networking resources, and what you've just experienced is an example of that. Please help us guide our future planning by taking a feedback survey in the chat. Programs like this are necessary to have a dedicated volunteer staff, and the people that made this event happen is the DLE Programming Committee. Its members Evie Rodriguez, Kaylee Carmel, John Semexant, Michelle Lopez, and Kirsten Westerman.
And thank you, Linda Dulye, DLE president and founder, for making these network experiences possible. Linda's consulting firm, Dulye and Company, has been the sole underwriter of all DLE programming and operations since its founding in 2008. Finally, we have more learning and networking programs coming up this month, including the cybersecurity workshop with nationally recognized IT expert Dave Hall, president of Berkshire-based CompuWorks, on January 27th. And on February 27th, the DLE is producing another network night, the DLE Cabaret Connections, featuring popular musical artist Lita Williams. So go to dle.dulye.com/programs for details and registration. So thank you all for coming out tonight. We really, truly, truly appreciate it. And we hope to see you back